This is 13 Action News. Good morning, Las Vegas.
No justice!
No peace! Right now, police have killed a long man in Alabama and his family, demanding justice after the mall shooting. New developments in the Brexit deal, where world leaders have decided as they meet with the British Prime Minister in Brussels. And the Golden Knights are on a roll. Why their third win last night was extra special for the team and for a local boy. In Las Vegas, I'm Tom George.
And I'm meteorologist Gina Cancelleri. We have some weather to talk about.
We do.
There are some changes that will be happening. Yes, some really awesome stuff as far as the meteorologist goes.
Some cold changes.
Yeah, some cool changes and some wet weather. It's not going to happen today, though. Here's your wake-up weather. Sun will come up at 6:27 this morning with a temperature of 46 degrees. As we move into the 8 a.m. hour, 48 degrees. We're staying in the 40s until we get to about 10 o'clock. There will be a cool breeze around today from the north, and that brings down cooler air. So the cooler air is going to be here for your Sunday, not only during the day, for these highs, only reaching 60 degrees in Las Vegas, 57 in Primm, just 55 in Searchlight today, Boulder City 59 degrees, and Pahrump 61 for a high temperature. That's it. We're going to have these cooler conditions today. We are going to have some clouds today as well. Here's a look at the futurecast. By noon, there will be some passing clouds, all coming down from the north, keeping the cool air here for today into tonight. Then we have some major changes for the 7-day forecast, and I will bring that to you within the hour. Tom?
Yeah, and a busy day of traveling too. This kind of looks like the 405 in LA, but that's actually the Interstate 15 near Jean. It was shut down for a while yesterday because of a crash. Things are back open now. It's a holiday weekend, obviously, so a lot of people are leaving Las Vegas. More than 300,000 people were in town over Thanksgiving. Well, a man is fighting for his life, and his dog has died after they were hit by a car. This all happened yesterday near Charleston and Bruce. Two cars collided, one of them hitting the man and his dog who were in the crosswalk. Metro Police calling this a freak accident. And people who walk along this stretch on Charleston say drivers don't pay enough attention to pedestrians in the area.
I don't think you're going anywhere that's that important that someone needs to get hurt for. You know what I mean? Or break a law for. Because I'm pretty sure if you're speeding, you can get a ticket. I think it's just not a walkable, friendly city, period.
Metro also says both drivers are cooperating with the investigation. They do not believe they were impaired at the time of the crash. Well, a manhunt is underway for the gunman who police say shot two people at an Alabama mall on Thanksgiving Day. Authorities now say the man who police killed because they thought was the suspect likely did not fire those shots. Kim Hutcherson has more on the changing story and the growing calls for justice.
No justice!
No peace!
A community banding together to demand answers after police in Alabama admitted the man they shot and killed was likely not the suspect who opened fire inside a shopping mall.
We're here to represent all the black men that are walking around here in this mall who might have to say, I didn't do it.
Authorities initially said 21-year-old Emantic Fitzgerald Bradford Jr. shot an 18-year-old man and a 12-year-old girl at River Chase Galleria Mall on Thanksgiving night. The gunfire sending shoppers running for their lives. According to police, Bradford was seen running away from the scene while brandishing a gun. That's when an officer shot and killed him. Now, investigators are changing their story, saying new evidence indicates Bradford did not fire the shots.
He chose country first, not a bullet. Amen. And that's all I got to say. Not a bullet.
Now, investigators are looking for the actual gunman still on the run as the community demands justice.
Where's the body cam footage? Why we ain't seen it yet? Why did they release any information but yet didn't release no body cam footage? The power people don't stop.
I'm Kim Hutcherson reporting.
Now, the officer involved in that shooting has been placed on administrative leave as investigators look into the shooting, and that mall has been reopened. Well, friends, family, and others paid tribute Saturday to a Chicago police officer gunned down earlier this week at Mercy Hospital. Diane Patu reports.
White roses are placed in front of Chicago police officer Samuel Jimenez's picture and a moment of silence by the group for his ultimate sacrifice.
Sometimes greatness is you're born with greatness, and sometimes you're bestowed with greatness. And he was both.
They came together to share stories of how Officer Jimenez impacted their lives.
Too often we walk the streets and we see the police officers. We don't think twice about the hard work that they're doing to keep our community safe.
His wife Crystal in the group listening, overcome with emotion. The vigil took place at Foreman High School. Officer Jimenez attended that school and left a big impression.
When he stepped into the room, you felt his presence, period.
Officer Jimenez was one of 3 people killed in the shooting at Mercy Hospital on Monday. Dr. Tamara O'Neill and pharmacy resident Dana Less were also killed. The shooting began as a domestic dispute between O'Neill and her ex-fiancé, the shooter, Juan Lopez. And as his family prepares for his wake and funeral, this group takes a moment to honor Officer Jimenez, who he was, and the difference he made to his entire community. Then, a final balloon release to say farewell.
He was an amazing guy, amazing father, amazing husband.
Well, McCarran Airport may be undergoing a name change soon. Governor-elect Steve Sisolak has asked management to look into renaming the airport after retired Democratic Senator Harry Reid. Right now, the airport is named after former Senator Pat McCarran. Sisolak and other lawmakers say McCarran left behind a legacy of anti-Semitism, xenophobia, and racism. Sisolak also wants to rename the Reno airport after former Republican Governor Paul Laxalt. His grandson, Attorney General Adam Laxalt, supports that idea. Well, new this morning, the EU leaders have endorsed the Brexit withdrawal agreement. That's according to a tweet by European Council President Donald Tusk. He tweeted about half an hour after the EU leaders summit started behind closed doors in Brussels. The agreement lays out how the UK will formally leave the EU next March, but the agreement must first go to British Parliament for a formal approval. The Golden Knights celebrating a 3rd straight win, the team beating the San Jose Sharks 6-0, and this game was also a special one. The team honored kids who are fighting cancer. They wore some special purple jerseys during warm-ups that were being auctioned off in the game for pediatric cancer organizations, and that includes 8-year-old Colin Magden. We shared his story yesterday here on Good Morning Las Vegas. He has leukemia. He started treatment this week, and now he's getting a special gift from his favorite Golden Knights player, Jonathan Marchessault. Colin says the support of his Vegas Junior Golden Knights teammates means a lot to him.
They're really, really nice from what they all drew and did. You always work hard and never give up.
And you know what happens with a shutout? It also means free Krispy Kreme donuts for fans today. Well, Black Friday is over, so Cyber Monday is your next best bet to snag some big deals. But yesterday was all about shopping local. 13 Action News reporter Cynthia Maldonado went to the Container Park downtown, where shoppers were taking part in the special day.
It's a breakfast sandwich with bacon. It has over-hard eggs, cheese, Swiss cheese, bacon, potatoes, breakfast potatoes.
It's a passion that started at home.
Since I was little, my mom taught us how to cook. She always would tell us, come here, help us.
For Chef Araceli Perez, cooking meals at Downtown Terrace.
We have chilaquiles, we have ceviche, we have different stuff that you guys could try.
Is something she enjoys every day.
I feel great. I feel great because a lot of customers leave from here wanting to come back.
She says patronizing local restaurants keeps them going while making you feel at home.
Local is more homemade. We have quality food. We love cooking. My cooks love cooking. We do it with a passion.
The Blair family is visiting from Utah, and they decided to support the locals.
We want to eat something that you can only get in Vegas. You can go to IHOP anytime, but I can't come to this place anytime, and I want all the different kinds of experiences that you can get.
So remember to grab a bite at a shop that helps the little guys who compete every day against chain restaurants.
Creates an emphasis on supporting those people that have put their entire life savings into giving us a really cool place to shop or eat.
Reporting Cynthia Maldonado, 13 Action News.
Yeah, a lot of good places to eat downtown for sure. Well, good morning, everyone. Coming up, we see them every holiday season, but those red kettles you see near stores are apparently having a tough time this year. We're learning what could be the problem.
Good morning, I'm meteorologist Gina Cancellari. Your day today will be slightly cooler than yesterday, waking up 46 degrees as we head through the day today, barely reaching 60. That's a change from yesterday and a change from what will happen this upcoming week. I've got the full forecast ahead.
All right, well, it happens on the road every day, close calls and crashes, but when it comes to finding out who's at fault, witness accounts don't always add up. So now a Texas dash cam company created a new video putting bad drivers on blast. Watch out, and highlighting some of the worst caught on camera drivers. It's a compilation of videos from the company's customers who are both witnesses and victims. Look at some of those.
People do a lot to get out of their responsibility of taking care of what their actions caused.
Yeah, according to the company, some drivers are hesitant, but an extra set of eyes could actually save you thousands down the road.
Ooh, very true.
Yeah. A lot of crazy drivers in Vegas, too.
No.
No, who would have thought?
Not here. We're all very responsible human beings.
No, well, we'll see. On the way to work, I might have a little bit of a lead foot, but nothing too.
But you get here safely and you don't injure anyone on the way.
Exactly. Now,
way to go, Tom.
Meanwhile, if you see a minivan on your dash cam going 80 miles an hour down DI, then you might know who it is.
Here I am.
Yeah.
That's only because I'm in a hurry to get you your weather.
Right.
We have some changes that are going to be pretty awesome stuff to talk about in the upcoming week. Not today, though. Today should be a really calm, nice day. A light breeze out of the north, keeping our temperatures slightly cooler than average for this time of year. Right now, we are all in the 40s. It's a nice way to wake up this morning. It feels nice outside. 45 degrees is the current temperature in Las Vegas, 44 in Summerlin. Centennial Hills, 45 degrees. Both Boulder City and North Las Vegas, 48 degrees at the hour, and Henderson Airport right in the middle there at 47 degrees. As we move through the day today, clouds will be moving through from the north. Here they are, well off to our north and to our west. They're headed in our direction. They don't bring any wet weather with them. They're just kind of be around, sort of out there, something to look at. That's all it will do. It will also allow for the wind to continue to come from the north, bringing down slightly cooler air for today. So Sunday is not a big weather story. Even Monday, not a big deal. Here it is, Sunday by 5 o'clock. Most of us are seeing some clouds. They're not going to completely coat the sky, but they'll be out there. As we move through Monday and Tuesday, no big weather story there. We're going to see a decent amount of sunshine as we start off the work week, maybe a few clouds passing by from time to time. Then, as we get closer to Wednesday and Thursday, Wednesday, you can't see it here, but we should have a nice breeze pickup. Decent wind picking up on Wednesday in advance of a system that's going to move through on Thursday, which I do believe will bring us some wet weather. How much? At this point, it's hard to tell, but I do think most of us will see some rain. Sprinkle here or there. This is Thursday morning. Thursday late morning, we're all looking at some rain. This is the Futurecast. It's one example of what could happen in the upcoming week. It's a weather computer model. All right, also, as you can see here, we have some purples, we have some pinks, and even some whites. This is mountain snow. So that will be a possibility as well as we head through the day on Thursday, sticking around for Thursday evening. Even by Friday, we may have a few lingering showers to start off with. Most likely, though, everything will be gone off to our east. As we move through Friday, things will dry out and it will be cooler thanks to this system moving through. So Friday, don't expect a whole lot of wet weather on that day, but I would think on Thursday, most everybody will see a shower, a sprinkle, some type of wet weather as we move through the day. So keep that in mind. You might want to get your umbrella ready now. All right, let's go through the 7-day forecast, show you what it means, all written out here. As we move through the day today, it will be cooler. High temperature today, just 60 degrees. Yesterday, we were in the mid to upper 60s. Moving through Monday and Tuesday, no big deal. As we hit Wednesday, we will start to get breezy and clouds move in. For Thursday, mountain snow is expected. The valley should see some rain and wind. High temperature on Thursday, 61 degrees. Everything should clear out by Friday. And Saturday, look at Saturday's high temperature, just 56 degrees. It will be cooler with a few clouds as well. Tom?
Thanks, Gina. Well, you know the sound that means holiday shopping season is here, right? Yeah, that iconic bell, the sound of the Salvation Army bell, more than 100 years old. Volunteers dressed in red ringing those bells next to coin-collecting kettles is about as iconic as holiday sales this time of year. But the largest nonprofit fundraising campaign in the nation just isn't taking in what it used to. The parent organization hasn't pegged a cause for that, but bell ringers think they know why.
There are a lot of people walk by saying, you know, I don't carry cash anymore.
Problem.
Yeah, it's a problem for us, that's for sure.
Yeah, the Salvation Army has tried credit card readers in the past, but people didn't use them. Now bell ringers are handing out cards with a website for people who don't have cash, but who still want to donate. Well, a surprising bit of holiday cheer for one man. After losing his wallet, a Good Samaritan returned it to him and more. Hunter Shemet lost it on his flight to Las Vegas for his sister's wedding. He had $60 in cash and a check for about $400 in it. He didn't expect to see that wallet or the money ever again until he received a package in the mail. It was his wallet, a letter, and even more money.
I think that it goes to show that there's more good out there than there is evil, because this was just a random guy on the street. It really just shows that there are still good people out there.
Yeah, still good people out there for sure. And Hunter eventually tracked down the mystery man to thank him for his kindness. Well, as families and friends gather for the holidays and share food and drink, some people worry about their diets, right? Well, Annie Taylor shows you how to enjoy an adult beverage without busting the diet.
Well, there are a few drinks out there that health experts recommend if you're gonna indulge. So if you're trying to cut down on the calories, shots are the way to go. Yes, shots. A shot of vodka, gin, rum, whiskey, or even tequila have an average of 97 calories. But if you're looking for something on the carbonated side, how about a glass of bubbly? One glass of champagne has about 84 calories. And if your poison of choice is wine, experts say go for the dry wine. That can be somewhere between 120 and 125 calories per glass. Reduced calorie wine, though, can run between 90 to 100 calories. And if you're gonna go and grab a beer, well, your best bet is to go for the light beer, of course. That's about 100 calories per serving. But the key thing to avoid, the mixers, the tonic water, the juice, the soda, the syrups, you know, the good stuff, but avoid it.
Just rip shots, good for your diet, right? Well, straight ahead, Dirty Dining serving up a cornucopia of cockroaches with a side of curry in this week's Dirty Dining. You're watching Good Morning Las Vegas. We'll be right back on your Sunday morning. Stay with us. Welcome back. Well, Thanksgiving is over, and it's not just your kitchen that looks like a disaster. In this week's Dirty Dining, Darcy Spears takes you to a place with a cornucopia of cockroaches.
Those aren't the kind of jingle bells any restaurant owner wants to hear, especially when it's followed by this.
I'm Darcy Spears from Channel 13. We're here because you guys are on Dirty Dining this week.
O Curry on Stewart and Nellis was shut down November 8th for an imminent health hazard, a multi-generational cockroach infestation.
When they moved up behind the heater area, water heater area, they see like 5-6 roaches.
They called it a swarm of cockroaches.
I don't know. I mean, it's already taken care of next day.
O Curry was back to a 0 demerit A grade on November 10th after deep cleaning and...
Oh, I see you have your action plan to keep the restaurant clean.
Something the health district required as a condition of reopening.
Because this is a 7-page health report.
Oh, okay.
There are a lot of violations in here. And a lot of them document dirty, greasy conditions in the kitchen that contributed to the cockroach infestation.
Okay, so the report's a report, but as I say, we solved the problem.
The inspector saw a roach on a rolling cart used for storing clean kitchenwares. When the cart was pulled out, a swarm of roaches dispersed under the 3-compartment sink, prep sink, rubber floor mats, and behind the ice machine.
Yeah, the next spray was planned to come next day.
You were going to have pest control coming the following day?
Yeah, but that was originally planned. If they come every month,
and the health district came the day before your pest control service?
But still, roaches there.
There shouldn't be roaches there anyway.
Yeah, that's hard.
Kitchen walls at O Curry were dirty with particles of dead bugs, heavy spillage of old food debris, and grease. The restaurant's pest control records from June, July, and October show American and German cockroaches and conditions that allow harboring and feeding of pests. The technician told the health inspector he recommended multiple times that the restaurant be fogged.
So he helped me a lot. I really appreciate him.
The inspector also noted multiple food safety violations involving raw chicken. An employee breaded raw chicken with bare hands, then handled rice without washing hands. The employee also wore the same gloves to handle raw chicken, then clean kitchenwares, and the same wiping cloth was used to wipe raw chicken off a prep table and then used on refrigerator handles and doors.
Yeah, we do our best, and this time it's happened.
There were also bulk packages of flour, rice, sugar, and other seasonings stored open and subject to contamination. There was mold in the ice machine and excessive amounts of old food debris and heavy grease buildup on equipment and surfaces throughout the kitchen.
But we do clean, and we have this we've been cleaning, but at that time when she was here, it's not, according to report, that's what happened.
There were 2 other imminent health hazard closures for pest infestations, roaches at a Roberto's taco shop and mice at Dolce Vita Gelato. Also, repeat offender China One got a 38 demerit C grade, and when you see the pictures, you'll understand why. We've got those images and the specific restaurant locations on our website at ktnv.com. Darcy Spears, 13 Action News.
Thanks, Darcy. Well, good morning, Las Vegas. Still ahead this morning, a shocking discovery inside a church. What police found inside that led to the arrest of multiple people. Plus, helping the homeless. It's the season of giving, but Metro Police say you need to be smart. The warning they have for you during the holidays. You're watching Good Morning Las Vegas. Join us for our next half hour. We'll be right back.
Now, live from Las Vegas, this is 13 Action News, Good Morning Las Vegas.
Right now, a lawsuit could be on the horizon. Firms now getting together with wildfire victims in California, pointing the finger of blame. And the battle over the border continues as thousands of migrants wait and wonder what's going to happen next. The U.S. and Mexico dealing it out over who's responsible. Plus, a rise in gun mishaps. Some questioning whether we really need federal air marshals protecting the skies. Good morning, Las Vegas. I'm Tom George, but first we want to kick things off with 13 First Alert meteorologist Gina Cancelleri. Good morning, Gina.
Tom, good morning. We have some clouds that are being reported in Boulder City this morning. There you go, 48 degrees for you with a breeze out of the north at 10 miles per hour, so it makes it feel kind of cool out there. A cool northerly breeze is expected throughout the day today. Henderson, current temperature 44 degrees. Anthem currently at 47 degrees. So we are all in the 40s at this hour. We will barely make it to the 60s today thanks to the light northerly breeze that's happening right now. So it will be a cooler day today than it was yesterday, and we will have some passing clouds throughout the day as well. So here's a look at your forecast, your 13-hour forecast to get you through the entire day today. By 9 o'clock, we are in the low 50s. By noon, the upper 50s, barely reaching 60 degrees for a high temperature today. Then as we head through the night tonight, clouds are sticking around, just a few of them. Temperature by 7 o'clock, 52 degrees. I've got your full 7-day forecast that does include some wet weather. That's all ahead. Tom?
Speaking of wet weather, look at this snow there. Numerous problems for drivers trying to get through the Colorado mountains yesterday. Significant snowfall forced the closure of a busy interstate. Among the issues plaguing drivers there was a 20-vehicle crash involving a tanker truck that was carrying hazardous materials. Luckily, no serious injuries were reported there. And because of the storms, major airlines are waiving change fees as millions of travelers get ready to fly home after the holiday. But details vary by carrier, so make sure to call if you think you're going to have any problems. Well, now to some new developments in those California wildfires. Lawyers now trying to convince families who've lost their homes to join in on a lawsuit against a utility provider that they think is responsible. All of this unfolding in Southern California, where the Woolsey fire burned nearly 100,000 acres and killed 3 people. Now, it's important to note there has been no official cause given for this fire just yet, but several lawyers in the area are banding together to sue Southern California Edison. They say the utility's equipment sparked the flames that would eventually grow into the Woolsey fire.
This is a fire that started 30 miles away from our home, and it took our home in less than 2 days from it starting. Something has to be done.
Now, fire investigators have not provided any hints as to how the Woolsey fire started. This lawsuit could take 2 years to even reach a jury. Well, both Mexico and the United States are trying to figure out what to do with those thousands of people who are waiting to get into the United States. The incoming Mexican government saying there is no deal to host the asylum seekers, and the mayor of Tijuana now asking for help from the United Nations. ABC's Marcy Gonzalez has the latest.
A humanitarian crisis is mounting on the U.S.-Mexico border, according to the mayor of Tijuana, as nearly 5,000 Central American migrants continue arriving in his city. Officials and volunteers are helping the migrants, but the mayor of Tijuana refuses to deplete his city's public resources and is asking the United Nations for aid. A group calling themselves Border Angels has teamed up with other organizations across Southern California to help those migrants.
We've been there before.
But this is the first time we do the Caravan of Love.
The so-called Caravan of Love will bring supplies such as non-perishable food, blankets, and toiletries.
These people are escaping a very difficult situation in their home country.
Many of those migrants fleeing violence or poverty in Honduras may be spending months in Tijuana. The president has already threatened to shut down the U.S. border.
We will close entry into the country for a period of time until we can get it under control.
For the entire border?
The whole border. I mean, the whole border.
He also says he's granted the military increased authority.
If they have to, they're going to use lethal force. I've given the okay. Yeah, if they have to. I hope they don't have to.
But Defense Secretary James Mattis insists U.S. troops are just there to back up Border Patrol agents and will likely be armed with plastic shields and batons, not guns. Marcy Gonzalez, ABC News, Los Angeles.
And over to Paris now. At least 35 people have been arrested after some tense protests over there. They're protesting rising fuel prices and the policies of French President Emmanuel Macron. Demonstrators set cars, trucks, and tires on fire yesterday and last weekend. These are the images near the Champs-Élysées. Police have also been using tear gas and water cannons to try and control those crowds. And in Florida now, terror for shoppers at a Walmart when a woman was shot and killed in the middle of the store. Police saying the suspect and the victim were arguing in the store's garden area when the woman went to another part of the store and started yelling for help. The suspect followed her, shooting her, and then taking off. He was arrested not long after that with a self-inflicted gunshot wound. He is not expected to survive. Well, the White House asking the Supreme Court to approve banning most transgender service members in the military. District courts across the country have so far blocked it from going into effect. The policy specifies that individuals without a special gender condition can only serve according to the sex that they were assigned with at birth. Well, more than 100 gambling machines have been found inside a church in Houston. Firefighters made the discovery after responding to reports of a fire at that church Friday night. Harris County Sheriff's deputies were called to the scene, and several people were led out of the building in handcuffs. Pastor Anthony Scott says his church has nothing to do with the incident.
What happened here last night is completely separate from the Word of Life Church. There are two different entities that are in this church, separated by this wall and a wrought iron fence, which is outside, and we have no access over there.
Officials are now looking into how all those gambling machines got there. Well, the spirit of the holiday season is kicking into high gear, and for all of you who want to give this year, Metro has a warning for you.
More than 16,000 people are considered homeless in Las Vegas, and the cost of cleanup, hospital visits, and the demands on police and paramedic units is costing more than $48 million a year.
Yeah, and those numbers certainly alarming. And in this public service announcement, Metro is addressing the homeless crisis and the need for change. They want you to resist giving out money out on the streets.
But handouts and spare change don't result in meaningful change. This holiday season, donate responsibly to charities that are making a real difference.
And there are many ways you can give. Metro has a complete list of credible charities you can give to at meaningfulchangelv.com. Well, new numbers show a rise in gun mishaps by federal air marshals. A CNN investigation shows a pattern which sparked a call for a review of the program and questions about whether we really need those air marshals. Chris Welch breaks it all down.
You might remember the shocking incident from last year when a passenger found an air marshal's loaded service weapon in the plane's bathroom. Turns out that may not have been just an isolated incident. According to a CNN investigation, TSA's Office of Inspection has documented more than 200 cases of air marshals allegedly misusing or misbehaving with their weapons between 2005 and 2017. 19 of those cases involve marshals accidentally firing their weapons, and over 70 involve lost or misplaced weapons, including some left in airplane bathrooms, others inside airports, and at least 13 involved alcohol.
I would always understand that there's going to be a few incidents, just because that's the noise of the system. That's just life. That's just the way it works. But this many incidents, particularly how many of them are related to alcohol, that's a serious concern, and there's some underlying problems there that need to be addressed.
Jeff Price wrote a book on aviation security and believes the program does work as a deterrent, but he says now an overhaul of the Air Marshal program may be needed.
So I think it's definitely time for a stem to stern review of the entire Air Marshal program. I'm not advocating we get rid of it, but I'm definitely advocating that we improve it so it's what we really envisioned.
But we also spoke with a former special agent in charge of an Air Marshal field office who believes when put in context with the thousands of marshals the agency has, the numbers are still relatively small. You'd hope to have a 0% error rate, particularly when employees are carrying weapons, that former official told us. But you employ human beings, and humans are going to have failures. The TSA responded to the CNN report with their own statement, saying reports of misconduct are, quote, taken seriously and fully investigated, adding that they take swift disciplinary action in the wake of any misconduct. I'm Chris Welch reporting.
Good morning, everyone. Well, coming up, a new movie paints the picture of the life of Vincent van Gogh. We're hearing from the actor who portrays the artist on the big screen. You're watching Good Morning Las Vegas. We'll be right back on your Sunday morning. Stay with us. All right, well, you've heard him before. Robocallers annoying pretty much everyone these days, but a bill in Congress is aiming to crack down. Democratic and Republican lawmakers have proposed legislation to up the penalties for robocalls to $10,000 and extend the time people can be prosecuted from 1 up to 3 years.
It'll help. But if you look at the current enforcement efforts, there's been in the news a $100 million fine, a $90 million fine. That's covered people who've made 100 million robocalls, a couple hundred million robocalls. That's a drop in the bucket of the nearly 50 billion we're going to have this year. So it's going to take a lot more than just enforcement and some better regulation to solve the problem.
And until legislation passes, don't answer calls from any number that you don't recognize, and you can also try a call blocking app. All right, well, some people like that new car smell, but apparently a lot of consumers in China hate it. So for now, Ford is seeking a patent for a technique that gets rid of the smell after the vehicle is purchased. According to Ford scientists, the smell comes with the release of chemical compounds that are found in leather, plastic, vinyl, and adhesives. Ford describes the method for eliminating the odor as, quote, baking the car until the smell goes away. It involves parking the car in the sun, cracking down the windows, and turning on the engine, the heater, and the fan. Well, around the country, there have been a number of serious and fatal crashes involving Amazon delivery drivers. Inside Edition decided to investigate whether some delivery drivers are rushing on their routes. They observed drivers speeding, rolling through stop signs, and passing through red lights to get Amazon packages to customers' doorsteps.
You were definitely driving dangerously and you were speeding. So why?
They started us super late. I was trying to hurry up and get to my delivery.
Now, Amazon denies the allegations and any wrongdoing. All right, we'll take a look at this 3D crosswalk in Kansas City. It kind of plays tricks with your eyes, but that's what it's supposed to do. The optical illusion makes it look like pedestals are popping up out of the ground. The idea is to keep drivers more aware and let them know that there's a crosswalk ahead so they can make sure and stop for pedestrians. Well, 3-time Oscar nominee Willem Dafoe went to great lengths preparing for his performance as Vincent van Gogh. Rick Damigella talked with the actor about learning to paint for his role in At Eternity's Gate.
Tell me, why do you say you're a painter?
Because I love painting. I have to paint. I've always been a painter, that I know.
Willem Dafoe immerses himself in the role of Vincent van Gogh in At Eternity's Gate.
There's a wealth of material there, and it's fun. It's a pleasure. There are letters, there's biographical information, some good, some bad. Maybe God made me a painter for people who aren't born yet. The most important thing of the preparation was just Julian, the director, a great painter, taught me how to paint, and that was very important. Not as a stunt thing or not a kind of pride that, oh, the actor can paint. It was practical. We were shooting in such a loose way that there was no room to, like, say, okay, now let's paint. You know, that was integrated into the life. That was integrated into the scenes.
Stop. Okay, cut. That was beautiful.
Painter-turned-director Julian Schnabel reflected Van Gogh through his medium, going as far as to film in actual locations where events took place.
Some have not changed that much. And there are even some landscapes, hard to believe. You know, we're talking about late 19th century. Some landscapes are recognizable. from his paintings. I mean, they haven't changed that much.
I wanted so much to share what I see. Now I just think about my relationship to eternity.
In Hollywood, I'm Rick Damigella.
All right, well, straight ahead, more schools turning to yoga to help their students try and find their balance. A Harvard study shows the change is proving to be more beneficial than first thought.
Good morning, I'm meteorologist Gina Cancelleri. We do have a few clouds around for your Sunday today, and it will be a little bit cooler thanks to a northerly wind that will be around throughout the day today. I've got your full forecast for your Sunday in the next 7 days, all coming up after the break. Beer lovers in Wisconsin braved the cold early Black Friday for a special brew. About 2,000 people lined up, the first one at 9 p.m. on Thanksgiving night. But this isn't beer for chugging. Oh, no. This one is aged for 1 to 3 years in bourbon barrels. Get out. That's awesome. They only go on sale on Black Friday for $20 to $30 a bottle. A 4-pack goes for $90. They sell out every year. I'm not surprised. That is very cool.
That's my kind of Black Friday right there. I don't understand people waiting in line to go to the mall, but I'll wait in line for that.
We'll go to Wisconsin.
Yeah, exactly.
All right.
We have a small business Saturday. We need Sunday fun day, right?
I like that.
All right, well, a lot of people spend the holidays with family, right? But sometimes it's easy to forget to check up on some family members the rest of the year. Well, thank goodness for video chat, right? A new study finds it's doing more than just keeping us in touch. It found seniors who regularly video chatted with family were half as likely to be depressed. Video chatting had a more positive impact on older people than other types of social media. And Facebook just launched its new video calling device called the Portal. They're supposed to make video calls better with a bigger screen.
I need a bigger screen. That would be nice for me too.
But my grandma finally got an iPhone, and so now she knows how to use FaceTime.
Oh, it's so nice.
Yeah, it's so nice to keep in touch with family and
I
everything
agree.
like that.
I agree. Absolutely.
She might call it Facebook instead of FaceTime.
That's right. We
but,
know what they're talking about.
We know what they're talking about,
right?
Well, no partridge in a pear tree. Here, just a peacock in a regular tree. A Vermont couple trying to lure the family's bird home after it took off with a flock of turkeys.
Oh, I was so confused.
The peacock goes by a few names, P, Forrest, or Walter.
That's why it's confused.
Walter. The family says his brother recently died, so they think he was lonely and took off with the turkeys looking for a friend. But they worry it's getting too cold for him outside, and they'll keep trying to lure him home for the holidays.
Have you been up to Floyd Lamb State Park?
I have, yeah. It's really nice up there.
All those peacocks up there.
Yeah, there are a lot. They just run around. It's really nice up there. Yeah.
If you're in the mood for peacock, go up there, have a good time. My kids love it up there. They think it's really great. Today would be a good day to do it.
It would be.
During the week, of course, they have school, and the weather will be changing. Not so great to do it then. Here's what you can expect as you move through the day today, through the afternoon and beyond. Some clouds around. That's all right. It's not a big deal. 55 degrees at noon. It will be cooler today than it was yesterday. Yesterday's high temperature was in the mid to upper 60s. Today we're barely going to reach 60 degrees with a nice, cool northerly wind. I call it a wind even though it's a light wind. Wind is technically defined as a push of air 5 miles per hour or higher. So here we go. We have a wind out of the northeast at 3 o'clock, 10 miles per hour there. 58 degrees at 3 o'clock. As we move through 6 o'clock, 56 degrees. Conditions here are nice. It'll be a beautiful day in Las Vegas. If you are traveling on one of the busiest travel days of the year, here's a look at the forecast for Monday. I don't know why that showed up as Monday, but there we go. All right, that's all right. Seattle, some wet weather expected there. Travel delays today, we're looking okay. Still, call ahead to your airline carrier. There is some weather happening in the middle of the country. There you see it lit up, sort of moving over off now into the East Coast. So do be aware of that as you prepare to head off to the airport. But if you are staying here, a really, really nice day today. High temperature in Summerlin, 55 degrees, that's it. With that light wind out of the northeast at 10 miles per hour. Centennial Hills, Aliante expecting 60 degrees for high temperatures today. Nellis, Sunrise Manor, North Las Vegas, not even reaching 60 degrees. 59 degrees expected for a high temperature with some clouds around today. And again, that light breeze out of the north. It will be cooler today than it was yesterday. Rhodes Ranch, high temperature just 57 degrees. Southern Highlands a little warmer there at 60. Anthem 58 degrees. Green Valley, high temperature 59 degrees. Headed over to Lake Mead with this northerly wind. Yes, it will be out there causing that tunnel effect down the Colorado River Valley. Be aware of that. No advisories issued, but still there will be a light wind out of the north-northeast at 12 miles per hour. Boulder City, 59 degrees for a high temperature today, and Henderson 60 degrees. A nice day to be outside. Allergy forecast looking good. Ragweed, sagebrush, Rush, those are the ones that are out there. As we head through the evening, headed to the Glittering Lights, or maybe to see Santa Claus a little later tonight. 5 o'clock, 56 degrees with a light breeze out of the north. Some clouds around 6 o'clock, 53 degrees. As we move through the rest of the evening, 52 at 7 o'clock. 8 p.m., 50 degrees, again with that light wind out of the north-northwest at 8 miles per hour. All right, here's the meat. Sunday, today, cooler, 60 degrees for a high temperature. As we move into Monday and Tuesday, nothing really to talk about those days, just a few clouds. High temperatures starting to warm up a little bit. As we move into Wednesday, it gets breezy in advance of a storm moving through on Thursday that will bring the valley some rain showers, I believe, some mountain snow as well. Not major accumulation, but it will be out there. You will see it and you will feel it with the wind on Thursday too. High temperature 61 degrees. Friday and Saturday, much cooler next weekend, just mid-50s for a high temperature on Saturday. Tom?
Enjoy that warm weather while you can. Well, thanks, Gina. Well, more schools are turning to yoga to help kids' behavior, as Kamasi Aaron reports is proving to be one of the most cost-effective ways to reach some of the most vulnerable children.
A bell inside this class signals the start of something different.
We're creating a planet of peaceful warriors.
Dee Marie bringing yoga to life for children.
Now one arm forward and one arm back. That's warrior 2. Good.
She saw a need to teach nonviolent coping skills after Columbine, creating the nonprofit Calming Kids and teaming up with Harvard to study the effects.
We got up to 93% less hitting. We got incredible increase, up to 86% increase in students' ability to focus on their classwork, focus on their homework.
Simple techniques.
Breathe out and release the stress.
Transforming behavior, even bullies.
Students were able to settle in themselves better and started to get some aha moments. And what was really interesting is that the bullies started to recognize they were bullies.
Dee's program is global, reaching several states, Mexico, and Puerto Rico. She's going back to the West Bank to teach for a second time next year. Similar programs are reaching other kids.
A blend of social emotional skills and physical movement and mindfulness so that we're teaching the whole body, heart, mind, and brain.
Jim and Linnea Gillen started Yoga Calm when they saw students with learning disabilities or impacted by trauma having a tough time.
Initially, I tried to get kids into counseling, but there weren't many services in the small town, and when there were services, they weren't affordable for families.
They got college accredited and tracked results.
72% of the kids reported using the techniques at home, unsolicited, in response to stress.
Both programs now offer online courses.
It's a solution for some of the problems that we're seeing in the schools right now. I think we met a need.
How you feeling? Good.
I'm Kamasi Aaron.
Time now 5:57. We've got another full hour of news coming up in just a few minutes. We're watching Good Morning Las Vegas. We'll be right back on this Sunday morning.